Righto, here's the finished product, the water trough. So this is what we wanted to look at the end. It is 2 meters long, with those steel brackets on it. And just a couple of features before we start is that's the center line there. This is 10 mils up. I've cut the 10 mils up, which gives us plenty of free room there. And on the back, it's the same deal. I've dropped it 10 millimeters off the center. So effectively it's 20 millimeters below this line up here. So that's what ends up meaning we don't have any spills and lose any water. That's our chicken water trough. So we got 150 mil wide pipe, and it comes in a 6 meter length. So we've cut three 2 meter lengths, and then we've just marked out, or I've just marked out how to cut the pipe. So I'll just do a little detail there. That line there is the center. If I roll it over, it's got the same on the other side. That side there is the center, and I've gone up by 10 mils, which means the middle of the pipe, we're hoping it's not going to overflow. And then this is going to be the end with the float in it, so the float will come in this end here, and we've added 200 mil, so that's all going to be solid there. And then this end here is going to be cut out. And down the other end, which is the end without the float, we've done the opposite. We've done 50 mil. I don't know if you can see that 50 mil. Again, there's the center of the pipe, and there's 50 mil. Now we're just going to use the straight edge, the spirit level there. We're just going to draw a line between that point there and that point over there, and then we're going to cut it. All right, so we measured it all up, and we've cut it out. We use the angle grinder. I make sure I wore some glasses and wore some earmuffs, and we've got it all prepped now, ready for gluing. So here we go, the next bit. So we've got to put the ends on. So we just need this blue glue, pipe glue for PVC pipes. Put a heap of it in. Back to kindergarten clag glue. This is just pipe glue. Now, it can stay like that for a little bit, but once it touches the other bit of PVC, it's going to stick on really quickly. So just as quick as you can, knock it on. That's it. Done. Okay, we're getting a bit closer. We've put our end caps on. Now I've cut these. You could do these though. If you can find these 100 by 100 blocks treated pine, you can use them as the stands, or I've just used 75 by 200 sleepers, and I've cut them down. They're 300 wide. Okay, so they hold the bases on. Now I've just used a batten screw just there to hold it down. It's pretty strong. And then I put the bracket over the top. Before I finished all that off, I used my spirit level, provided the floor's flat, obviously, and I put the spirit level there. And once that bubbles in the middle, then I put this little tiny tech screw on the top to hold that from moving around, so it's level. I did the same down the other end. Okay, now the block, you can see how I've positioned the block so it's square on the end there. And then I did the same trick. Bubble in the middle, but I put this little tech screw on the side there. I didn't go any lower than the line because I don't want it to leak, and I'll show you. You've got to make this lid on the top. The lid is to cover the ends of the hose so as the chickens don't sand on it and weaken it, and it makes it a bit harder for the dog to get to as well. But I've made this. This is 350 long. Okay, so that bit there's 200, then it's another 150 off the end to protect the tap. I'm not going to put that on just yet. I'll show you in a sec why. I'm not going to put that on just yet. I've cut it. As you can see, just on the edges there, I've just rounded the edges. That means that people aren't going to scrape their hands. And then we've got, this is the important bit, the hole to put on the end. You can see I've got, and I just roughly did that, right? I didn't make it precise, but that's basically the center, and it looks like that from your eye view. And then I've gone 10 millimeters down, and that's where I'm going to cut my hole for my float. Now there are two types of floats. This one here is a 1/2 inch one. You can see it's a fair bit narrower than this one here, the 3/4 inch one. Okay, so you need to know which size hole to do. The 1/2 inch takes a 22mm hole that fits through, and the 3/4, the larger one, takes the 28mm hole. Don't be tempted to put the 25mm hole because it doesn't make it. Okay, 28mm for the 3/4, 22mm for the 1/2 inch one. Okay, and then we're going to drill our hole and set up our float. I'll point out that little rubber O-ring just there is very important. Do not lose the rubber O-ring. Alright, we've drilled our hole and we've put the float in. Notice the float's standing up that way there. Now we've cut the hole, we've got our 1/2 inch float on there, and then you can see the way that the float's standing up there, and then use your shifter to tighten that up. But keep in mind, that's just plastic, it's just nylon, so if you put too much pressure on it, you're going to break it. So be very gentle with it, tightening it up, just as firm as okay. Then I'm just going to use a bit of the Teffy tape, wrap around there, because on the 1/2 inch, where is it? 1/2 inch, you need a nipple there, a bush, sorry, to fit on your normal hose end. Okay, we only use these grey poke ones. Okay, and inspect that get that rubber O-ring there needs to be in. That rubber O-ring needs to be in perfect condition. Okay, there are more in the parts there, but that needs to be perfect for it not to leak, because leaks are bad. So again, Teffy tape around that, hand tight. Don't really wrench on it. Alright, here we go, finished project. So I'll point out that I've fitted all that on. Okay, that's all good there. But the cover here, I've put a tech screw on here that just goes into the plastic end cap. I've put another tech screw on here that goes into this steel bracket, and I've put another two on the other side, because what ends up happening is the staff get their hand and lift under here, so you need to have at least 4 points of connection, because the staff are going to come up and lift up the thing and empty it out when they empty it every day. So that's really important. Now it's filling up with water, and obviously I've got to make sure that it's not level, but we want to just check that there's no drips at the back. Oh, see, there's a drip there. So there's a drip happening just under here, so we're going to take that off, and we're going to put a bit more Teffy tape on there to try and take care of the drip that's coming. We've got to get rid of that drip. We don't want that when it's out in the paddock. And then that's about right there.